going to step back a tiny little bit and talk about the genesis of today, because all of us, the five of us, met at an event called Life Purpose Mastery, which is learning what your actual design was implanted in you when you came to this planet. And I don't think any of us knew each other. Well, Lena, you weren't there. Lena, several of us know Lena from other lives, and it just seemed like the natural fit. But Vivian, I had maybe met. Amy, I had never met. Julie, I think I had met, maybe in passing once, and that was it. And we all came out of that event with this amazing connection. And we just kind of looked at each other at lunch and said, we need to do something together. And fast forward, this is it. And I believe this is it, because ladies, this feels so right. And as a mental projector, Julie knows, as a mental projector, which is what my design is, I see things very clearly. So can't really argue with me. So anyway, so we came together, and, as you can see, each of us has a unique genius. And the collaboration has just been a beautiful, beautiful experience. So I just wanted to preface where I'm going with this. Now, normally I talk about how to get dressed. And I have a backstory too, which I'm not going to share, but I'm just going to intimate. Okay. And I'm always told, oh my God, you always look good. Everything you wear looks great on you. And I said, well, I pick what I wear very carefully. And I was teased and tormented as a child and never got any accolades or appreciation for the way I looked. And I had curly hair when it wasn't popular. And I was a tomboy before it was popular, and grew late, and a lot of other things that just didn't help me fit in with the straight blonde hair girls that, were the ones in charge at the time. So my reason for what I do, and that's I dress for you for the day you want, not the one you were given, is that I don't want anybody to feel the way I felt when I was a kid. Not ever, not once, just not ever. So with that, normally I talk about 10 key wardrobe essentials, okay? But in looking over this list, I realized that more than half of the list was below the waist, which we don't really care about right now, right? Everything is dressing from the waist up. Right? So I had to come up with a new list, and it's a little zany. So, just play with me here. So we're going to shift the mood. We're going to go from being open and emotional and that kind of stuff. And maybe let's just play a little bit. All right. You game?
We're with you, Bobby. Can't wait.
Good. Okay. So dressing from the waist up, these are my favorite style hacks. And the first one I always use, particularly for women, because I do styling for men as well, but undergarments. Okay. Just because we're only being viewed from the waist up, people, doesn't mean that the girls don't have to be lifted and in the right spot. Okay. And that our undergarments, even if you're sitting down, who wants to reach down and feel a panty line? Okay. So wear the right undergarments. And I encourage you to, to put it on, because it's going to help you sit up straighter. Because, to stand out in these little boxes, it takes some doing, especially on some of the calls I've seen, which are really large and sometimes very boring. So you really want to be able to stand out. Going down a little bit, one of the things that I think is really important is to, if you have a gap in your shirt, tape it shut, okay? Take a little roll of strong tape. This is girls' duct tape, okay? I mean, what man has a toolkit without duct tape? But it's the silver stuff. So here I have some pink, I have some blue polka dot. So just take a little bit of duct tape off, do it in a little roll, and stick it between those buttons that are pulling. Oh. Because you never know, what somebody's going to see because you're sitting down a lot of times. I actually have been doing this entire call standing. I've made a commitment to stand as much as possible because the sitting stuff is just driving me crazy. So tape your blouse shut. The other thing I want you to do is to be able to have some shape. People want to see your shape. You know, you want either see your shoulders, you know, or see a little bit of form, you know, down to the waist. So if you have a top that's kind of blousier, I'm saying sit on it. Or a jacket, instead of having it bunch up to your shoulders, do the newscaster's trick and sit on the bottom of the jacket. So you know, get under your butt, and then when you sit up straight, it'll pull it straight. And that way, it'll also keep you sitting up straight, because if you're sitting up straight, you're naturally going to be more attentive. And you're going to look like you're more attentive, even if you're not, but it'll make the speaker feel better. Another is if you're wearing sort of a looser top. I didn't have one, but if you're wearing a looser top, either tie it in a knot, you know, kind of in the back, cinch it in, or put a clip on it or something so that you can show a little shape. You know, don't have it come straight from your shoulders out. You know, bring it in so that you can see a little bit of shape. Vivian, your blouse is fine. Or you can take a little tuck in the front and pull it down. And I need to learn how to shoot on any camera to do full body. So if anybody knows how to do that, I'm your student. All right, so either tie it, knot it, tuck it in, do something with it. But once again,
Maybe if you bring your camera down a little bit, we'll see more of you. I mean, your screen down a little bit. There you go.
Okay, a little bit more. All right.
Yeah, there you go. We got a little sweater now. There you go.
Today I'm wearing a sweater, but you can see, I mean, I needed for a little bit of warmth. It was a little cool this morning and standing around. So, but it has some shape. And if it didn't, I would just go in the back and give it a pull and then look at how form-fitting it becomes. Okay, so it doesn't have to be much. You get a little clothespin, you know, one of those things that you put on the bag, you know, of chips that, I don't know about you, but last time I opened a bag of chips, I finished it. So, you know, but if you're one of those people who can actually ration your chip intake, you know, you might have a clip that you put on the bag. So just pull it in. And then I like to say now that earrings are the new shoes, right? Because when we wanted to feel better, and especially if, you know, we felt a little pudgy here or pudgy there, you know, somehow or other shoes always fit. So shoes were the thing that really gave us a lift. So right now, I think earrings are the new shoes. And these I bought a while ago. They're just fake. They're really super fake Nordstrom's. They look like diamonds, but Lena, you know they're not. But they're just, you know, just sparkly hoops. So you want to wear something that has a little bit of presence. If you're a gal that likes small jewelry, you know, do a little something, because if you move your head or something, you know, you're going to see it and it just gives a finished look. So I know, Amy, you always have those, you know, those great earrings on, and it just really just lends to the whole bit. So, you know, go into the treasure trove of your jewelry box and pull out, you know, something. A lot of times I'll wear some drop, you know, evening earrings, you know, big stones, sparkly, or clip on the ear. You don't want anything that's going to make noise naturally, but put something on your ear that has a little bit of panache. And then the other thing is this sweater I like a lot because the buttons actually have a whole bunch of design to them. So that's it. And the other thing, you know, while I'm on the sweater, is see how it V's up? See how it calls attention up to my face? So a V is always going to be a great spot, and a V will allow, and I've got a couple other necklaces to show you, a V will always allow you to put something in there. Maybe a beautiful piece that Lena made, or maybe a beautiful piece that Benita is going to share with us at some point. But, you know, give yourself a little platform, because what that does is it draws up to your face, and you know, that's all we've got right now is what comes out of our mouth and how it's received. So, oh, and then I have to talk about the bottom for a little bit. And I will tell you today, I am wearing pants that have a zipper and a closure, okay? And I highly recommend that at least once a week, put on a pair of pants that button, because you are gonna lose, right?
Yes.
Right? It is so easy to pull on pants and really trick yourself into thinking, you know, that nothing's changing. All right. there's no reason why we have to change during this time, if not for the better. So keep it in check and put on a pair of pants every so often that have a button to them, because, you know, you can lie about just about anything except when you button up your pants. So, and then add a little sparkle. So you can add sparkle through jewelry. You can add sparkle through clothing. I mean, I like this. This is just a little tea, right? It's just a little tea I bought years ago at Express, right? It's got a little bit of shimmer to it. Now, look at how fun that looks if I slide that underneath here. And you just see a little bit of it. You know, you don't have to see all of it, so it's not pizzazzy, you know, but just enough so that you can see. I've actually worn a couple of other tops lately. I did a video presentation for Tony Caruso. I don't know if any of you know her, but she did a happy hour thing, and I wore this jacket.
Oh, perfect.
Right? So, you know, don't be afraid. And these clothes, if you have them in your closet, for goodness sakes, wear them. Bring them out. Bring them out. And then let's talk about necklaces. So I happen to have on a little teeny one, which is not usually my norm, but I thought, oh, I'm up close, you know, so maybe that would be a fun thing. And the color seemed to be right. It's just a little lariat that I've had for a million years, but you can also change up your look dramatically. So that was just a really soft look. But say I'm going to talk to do some training like Jennifer does for, you know, the people in government leadership. You know, maybe I want to take on a little bit more of a corporate look, right? And just put on some pearls, and then even open up the sweater so that it fits in. Now, a trick to get 2 out of 1, and Lynn, like, you probably know this, but this is a triple strand of pearls, not real pearls, but a triple strand. Now look what happens if I just take one of the strands and put it over my head. Now I have a completely different necklace. So you can get two different wears out of the same piece. I also like a piece of statement jewelry that also fills in. This one is one that I've had for years. And this one's just really fun. It's pretend cinnabar and turquoise, plastic, but look at how fun that is. And that also brings the attention up and raises the focus towards my face. And then oftentimes you'll see me mostly wearing this piece, and this is one that is very sentimental for me because it is high chi and it's energized jewelry. So it's got some stones on it and the sacred geometry. So this is kind of my go-to piece because it sits really nicely. It sits really nicely right in the right spot. And that was not by chance. We measured and made the necklace the right length. So that's another thing. You know, go measure from your jawbone right underneath your ear to your chin, right? Measure that, double it, and that's the length your chain should be. An anchor chain anyway. Because if you don't keep it symmetric with your chin, it's either going to drag your face down or shorten your neck. So you want it to really sit right in the right place. And then another thing that really works well on these Zoom calls and dressing from the waist up is red lipstick. Everybody's got a shade of red lipstick. You know, mine's usually orangey red. Today I wore pink because I have a pink top on, but I love red lipstick, and red lipstick is perfectly acceptable during the day. Now, another thing is if you're going to be presenting, you may want to have a little something on your hands. Now, you don't want it to be noisy, so you want something that's going to be stable. I mean, a watch would definitely work, you know, a nice big chunky watch. It shows authority, you know, and it shows that, you know, you're paying attention to the time. I also like things like this. They're just a cuff. It's a stretch pearl cuff, and you can put that on. You can even put a second one on if you want, all right? They don't make any noise, but they have a lot of impact, right? And then some other pieces just for a little bit of show, a little pop of color, you know, also really nice statement pieces. So I encourage you to raid your jewelry boxes, shop your closet, and go to town. And for goodness sakes, of course, we all know about good lighting and good angle, you know, so that whole thing. So I think we've all learned about the ring and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, that really helps. Another thing that I found is a hack, a really good hack for being on camera, is if you, today I'm fully made up, makeup, contact lenses, the whole bit. But if you have a day where you don't want to put on makeup, but you still want to project well, a little blush and a little lipstick, and then put on a great colored pair of glasses. Because you know what? The attention is on the rim of the glasses and not necessarily, you know, noticing that you don't have eye makeup on, or a pair of orange. I mean, I have a bunch of different colors. I actually have to wear glasses, so I figured if I have to wear them, they might as well be a statement piece. And the other bonus to wearing glasses and just lipstick, when you get to the nighttime part of life, you don't have to take all the makeup off. So, so it's a time saver too. All right, so the last thing I would say probably is to sit up, look at the camera when you're speaking. So right now I'm looking at the camera, the little green light up here on the top of the the computer. I haven't quite figured out where that lens is when I do my videos, but on the camera it's up there. So when you're talking, talk to the lens, and that way it looks like everybody, you know, can see you. And when someone else is talking, look at them. So that's okay, and then you can look down. A couple of other things I pulled out, just to other little hacks where, you know, if you're having a particularly glum day and you want to feel a little better or project a little better, add another little color around the neck. Yellow happens to be my happy color. So just throw a little yellow around the neck. You can always bring in, you know, a pattern if that makes you happy. And the other thing that I've been doing quite a bit of lately is nobody ever has a bad hair day though, right? No bad hair days here, or planned or unplanned, because there are two, you know. I think most of mine are planned because I've been using a ponytail as my hairstyle. But on a couple of Zoom calls, and depending on who you're going to be, you know, talking to, but what's wrong with putting on a fun baseball cap and taking all that bad hair day and putting it behind you? You know? So you can do that. So you come by these little things. I like using a little shine because that brings it all the way up and gives good reflection, but also putting on something that maybe has a good memory for you. This one is a hat that I bought years ago when I used to travel to Sao Paulo, Brazil all the time. So you can, you know, put on a memory, put on something that makes you happy, and bring it up. So I think I have done it all. That's basically 11 hacks that you can incorporate easily. I'm sure you have most of the ingredients already there. It's just a matter of bringing them out. Because even getting dressed today for me, I thought, what am I going to wear on the bottom? And I thought, well, what would you wear on the bottom if you were going out? So I am wearing shoes. I'm wearing pants. Okay, I am wearing appropriate undergarments, really fun shoes. And I get dressed lately, okay? If I'm going to, yesterday I had a whole bunch of calls that I really wanted to be on, and they were masterminds and they were connection and really wanted to be focused. So I dressed yesterday and today as if I was going to be in the same room with you. So it's top to bottom. Yeah, so dress as if you're going to be in the same room. And
Bobbi, can you talk a little bit more what do you mean when you say appropriate undergarments?
Well, for most women, a bra and underpants are.
Oh, you're not talking about something specific, like a
certain brand or something? No, that's real particular to you. I mean, you know, you have to find what's comfortable and what fits. And this is my closet, guys. Okay, a skinny mirror in the back. It always helps to have a little skinny mirror.
I have a question.
Look at it. I'm sorry?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
I cannot get out of black. I cannot get out of black, and I'll buy things and I'll put them on and I'll like it at the moment, and then I get home and it makes me so anxious. And I have jewelry and I have fun things, and I put it on and I'm like, no, it's just too much. And I just always go to black, always go to black. And I'm over the black, but it's scary for me to wear color. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And I have where I do wear the colors with the glasses, and I have them in every different color. And I do similar to you, like I wanted to be grounded today, so I wore my red ones. If I wanted to be, yeah, and I've got them, and that's about as far as I can go. But it makes me anxious.
Yeah. Have you tried?
I think you inherited that from me.
Well, I know, but I'm getting coaching right now. Be quiet.
Everything in my closet, it's all black. And when I travel, it's my suitcase, but I can't find anything. It's so frustrating because it's all the same.
I did, all black, all black.
Well, black is the absence of color, right? So, and a lot of wearing black is a bit of hiding. Okay, just like wearing very pale clothing a lot of times is hiding in plain sight. So my recommendation would be to use that gorgeous eye color you have and start small. Maybe add a scarf the color of your eyes, or a top color of your eyes, because the eyes are the window to the soul. And if you put that on, I guarantee you'll feel comfortable in the color because it is your color.
Oh, that's nice. That's such good advice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bobby, you look awesome in pearls, man. When you
You
put
do.
that
You look
strand
great.
on, you just went like, boom.
I love pearls. I can't tell you how many I have. I love pearls. I don't know. There's something about it. Well, maybe Lena will be able to talk about it, because that's her field. But there's something about pearls that really speak to me.
Bobby, I have a question for you. What would your advice be for someone who is wanting to try out something a little different out of their like regular style? Because we all, I think, have a style. We gravitate towards certain looks or certain styles, or even if we're maybe stuck in like a certain style, we want to change it up. Like, what would be one thing that's easy to incorporate? Is it like start at the top, start at the bottom, maybe match like different patterns? I don't know. Like, what would you recommend? Because let's say for the longest time, I couldn't get myself to wear skinny jeans when skinny jeans first became popular. And then once I did, I was like, oh, well, I don't know why I didn't do this so long. So there was a little bit of resistance there. And that's just a simple example. But, you know, in the general sense, what's the easy segue into exploring different styles?
Okay, let me give you a couple of tools first that are available to you. Go to my website, fashionablywealthy.com. There's a style quiz there, because you can't really know how to pivot if you don't know what your style is. All right, so take the style quiz and then we can chat about it, because it just helps you, squeeze the pile down a little bit. You're not going to always be all of one thing, but you will see what you predominantly go towards and what you secondarily go towards. So I know that I'm classic with an edge, because I'm always drawn to classic cuts, classic fabrics, classic bodies. I really love that, because it just has strength to me. But I like to go way out on the edge, as far as my accessories, as far as my shoes, as far as maybe the lipstick color. So, find that first. And then the other tool that I have on my website is the 5-Day Confident Wardrobe Challenge. And 5 days, I challenge you to try something different. So it's really fun. It's really fun. And I think that after you play with those tools a little bit, then you'll know your style a little bit better. And then we could go, if you go to another, because I see you as being really capable of leaning towards dramatic.
Do you do that? Bobby, do you do that? Do you, maybe somebody fills out that thing, but you see them a different way?
Well, it becomes a conversation, Julie, because really your style is only an outward expression of who you are. So once you get to who you are, that's how I wound up in, a pack of healers. I mean, how could I be with a bunch of woo-woos, if we weren't doing healing stuff, right? So who you are style-wise is who you are on the inside. And we kind of pull that out and then we put it all around you.
Yeah, I have this thing of like, once we get out of here and we're in the real world, like I do want to wear color. Like I want to come out different. I do want to come out different.
Well, let's have a coming out party for Julie
Woohoo!
in color.
We'll have a new you dress up party.
Love it. I love it.
I
Yeah.
got a magazine in the mail that caught my eye, and I think I've shared, you've seen it. It's called Artful Home. And they have, that's the style that I'm gearing for. I've changed my style. And I look at it and I look in my closet and I have stuff, and I'm constantly taking what they've put together and finding what I have that looks similar, putting it together. And it's called Artful Home. Take a look at that.
Yeah.
It's the most, it's very fluid.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Well, Lana, I think you'd also enjoy my Confident Wardrobe Challenge. It's 5 videos that I put together, and I challenge you to something different every day.
I need that. I'm in black. I'm wearing warm-up suits now. That's all I wear. I don't open my closet doors.
Well, but even with a warm-up suit, why not put on a hot pink top or a Kelly green or whatever color you like? You know, bring a color in underneath it.
I do. I wear red and I wear, blue and stuff. I do some color in once in a while. Not too often, though.
Well, I'm going to challenge mother and daughter to a color face-off.
All right, Julie, we'll do it.
Julie, you're on mute.
Without going shopping, like everything in the closet right now is black. There's not I can play with jewelry. I can can try a little.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I wore color at the event. I did wear color. I wore color at the event where we
all met.
was just because, and it felt good. It felt good to me. And it also, at that event, I had so many people say, you have such pretty eyes. And so when you talk about how you dress is a reflection of how you feel on the inside, I was in a good environment for me that it was very natural for me to wear color, and I felt like myself. And it was interesting. It's interesting. I need to think about that a little bit more. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bobby.
Welcome. That was fun.